Guys, welcome to the podcast. We have Wheeler Walker Jr. on. Dude, he's great.
Good guy.
Good guy. He's funny. It's fun.
He likes butts.
Oh, yeah. Guys, we are on tour. We are at Irvine next week. Oh, dude.
That's soon.
We are at Irvine next week.
We love Irvine.
Yeah, and as of this recording, this is 3 weeks ago. So tickets are going fast. It might even be sold out at this point.
We always sell out Irvine. Our audience is late to buy tickets, just like us. But if you guys want to save me some stress, start buying them now so I can be chill when I get there.
Absolutely. Then we got Minneapolis coming up. We got Nashville. We got Charlotte. We got Bozeman. We've got Detroit. We got New York date coming in hot. A New York date, actually, it has been announced. It's on our website. And we have Denver and...
you said Detroit, right?
Detroit, yeah.
I think you said all of them.
Dude, hell yeah.
San Jose
and Chico. Get your tickets at chadgoesdeeppodcast.com. It's super fun. We're also brought to you by the legends at Marine Layer, guys. I love Marine Layer. It's such a cool company. I always walked by their store. I always saw their stuff, and I was like, great surf clothes. And just clothes you can just
They got a brick and mortar?
Yeah.
Where at?
Century City.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
It's sick. Cool clothes, good shirts.
That's what else you need.
These are Marine Layer pants.
Oh, those look good.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, bop it a little bit. Yeah, bop it. Yeah, well, easy. Fling the thing. Fling your thing. Oh, no way, dude. Oh, you got a fat can on you, bro.
That's a Marine Layer ass.
Dude, that posture was something.
Yeah.
That's going to be sticking in my... I hope you're watching it live, guys. It's going to stick in your dome.
Dude, I think we can all admit the perfect tee can be hard to find. Look no further than Marine Layer. For a limited time, get 15% off with the code GODEEP15 at marinelayer.com. That is code GODEEP15 for 15% off your entire order at marinelayer.com. Saving your closet one shirt at a time. We're also brought to you by the legends at Athletic Greens. Guys, we love Athletic Greens, right?
Yes. I know. I swear to fucking God, dude.
It's awesome.
Dude, look. Nutrients. I want to feel good. I want to be good. If you can make it easy for me so I don't have to eat 6 pounds of Brussels sprouts a day, thank you.
And it comes... I drink Athletic Greens first thing in the morning. I have coffee, then I have liquid Athletic Greens.
That's perfect.
You got you don't even have to worry about getting your nutrients in, all your nutrition, all your vitamins. It's packed with 75 vitamins, minerals, probiotics, and high-quality whole food sourced ingredients. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free travel packs. 5 free AG1 Travel Packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/go deep. That's drinkag1.com/go deep. Let's start the show.
Bingo.
What's with deep? Going deep. Chad and JT.
Let's freaking slap the syrup on my ass and call me Frank. What's up, Stokers of Stoke Nation? This is Chad Kroger coming in with the chat. Going down.
We're going back to back. We've never done this. We're going back to back.
Coming deep with the going down. I can't even say it, dude. Going deep with Chad and JT.
This is the Chad Kroger I want.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I'm all fucked up. Going deep with Chad and JT podcast here with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom, clap, Stokers. Frank, good to see you.
What up? Dude, thank you. You've never done that. Wheeler Walker Jr.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for coming on the pod.
I dig this podcast. I dig you guys. I was just saying before we started, my wife digs you guys. Hopefully not too much, but she said that you guys want me to go. She said go for it with these guys.
The ladies never dig us too much. They always dig us an appropriate amount that feels safe to their partners. And we do that on purpose.
Yeah, the text felt safe.
Nice.
Yeah,
she wasn't worried.
Dude, I'm that dude, bro. Like,
yeah.
if
she knew I wasn't gonna cheat on her with you guys.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I won't bone a dude who's got a gal, and I won't bone a gal who's got a dude.
I won't bone.
I did it once.
I won't bone a dude who's got a dude.
Yeah, no, for sure
Right.
now. Yeah. That's dude spoken for.
I like how we laid that out up top.
Yeah, it's important to lay down the rules before you fucking start podcasting, you know?
Yeah.
And people will say we're moralizing to appeal to, like, puritanical America. I promise you we're not. That's bones deep how we live.
No way.
A lot of times I'll listen to a podcast and I'll be like, wait a second, do these guys bone dudes that have dudes? You don't want that kind of ambiguity.
Oh, yeah, no, I know what you're saying. The other day I was listening to...
yeah.
Who was I listening to? I think it was Biden. And I was like, does he bone dudes who have dudes? But I assumed he didn't, but I wish they'd said it out ahead of time.
Right.
I wish he'd talk about it more too. And honestly, I just don't know if he wants to go there.
And I'm sorry
anymore.
for going so.
Yeah, dude, I like that you went there because it's risky biscuit. But I got to tell you this, I don't want to be too political either. And people are going to think I'm carrying water for the establishment. I don't think Biden would bone dudes who got dudes.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I just think that's part. When he put his hand on that Bible, I felt like it was implied.
I think it's real.
Yeah, I think it's real too.
I think if he did actually talk about the dudes that he's boned, though, that would probably heal the divide on both sides. I want to hear about who Trump's boned.
Yeah, I would say, well, I would agree with that. I feel like I wish the country got along as you and I just met. I wish more strangers, as much as we know each other's work, I wish more strangers would talk this openly. We'd have a much nicer.
People are afraid. They're afraid to put it out there. You know what's crazy about Trump too is I do think he bones dudes who have dudes, but I think a lot of the country who doesn't like when being with people who are people who bone dudes, other dudes, but they like Trump because he'll bone the dudes who have dudes, and those are the dudes they don't like, so they're happy to have their dudes boned.
Oh, cool. That's interesting. I never thought about that.
He's like, they're like, look, he's doing something I don't like, but he's weaponized in the right direction for me in terms of who he's boning. So bone away.
So he's angering the right people.
Yeah, he's boning the right people. He's hurting the right people with his boning, and then so the people who are normally against that kind of boning are like, hear no evil, see no evil, because it's making my day to day better.
I don't. If I had a counter argument, I'd give it to you right now, man.
You know who?
Take your time too.
You know who bones tons of dudes?
Who's that?
Mitt Romney.
Does he? I didn't know that.
Just flat out.
Yeah,
Just flat out gay sex.
He's just cranking dudes.
He's smashing.
He's usually he's a power bottom.
Just
Power
flat
bottom.
out. Not even
I don't
metaphor
think it's that considered
anymore.
banging dudes just being a power bottom.
Maybe not.
Why'd you go there?
I don't know, dude.
It's like that's like when he said I love getting fucked, not like I love fucking.
Right. Yeah,
Dude,
good
You
point.
bit into the apple a little bit.
But before
You
we
were in
talking,
the Eden.
I want some backstory.
Yep.
Yeah.
How did this all start? Talk to me.
The big man. It was all the big man.
The big man.
No. How'd it start? Well, we met doing a 3-hose beer bong in San Clemente. That was sort of how we had a cosmic connection.
Brother,
from
we
there.
always say 4 hose.
Fuck. Oh, dude.
He's tired.
4-hose beer bong. But we I mean, should I go with the real?
Yeah, tell him the real.
Yeah. So we met doing open mics in LA. Or no, we met before that, but we were doing open mics in LA, and we were boys, but like we had never really joined forces. And then
Powerful when it happened.
yeah, kindred spirits, especially in like the LA comic scene, because it's primarily not a lot of bros.
At the time, it's gotten broier, but at the time that was very out. It was cool to be like a hip nerd who had like a green hoodie and like a backpack.
And so you guys are proud bros.
Yeah, but I didn't even feel like that big of a bro compared to the bros I grew up with. But in theater circles, I'm as broy as it gets. But to me, I'm like, you never met like Matt Rupp, like that's a bro.
Oh,
that guy thinks
fucking Matt Rupp,
that guy thinks I'm a dorky nerd artist guy. But to the dorky nerd artist guys, I was Matt Rupp. So I was kind of a man without a country, except for most of
until you met
America.
this dude.
And then my bro.
And how'd the Netflix thing happen?
We
So we started doing that noise.
Yeah, you made that noise. I'm like, is there different? We started doing city council speeches.
Yeah.
And,
that was the YouTube video.
Yeah.
So that one was before Netflix, the video.
Yes.
That was sort of our first big thing. We were making an impassioned speech about having a Paul Walker statue, and then we were fighting for house parties, and then
the house party one was that the first? Because that was the one I first.
It's like the
saw you.
second or third. It was like the second one we
third.
put out, but the third one we tried. Oh no, third one we put out.
We had 2 Paul
Is it
Walker.
hard
Yeah.
not to laugh? Like, to me, the second guy. You were the second guy in the video I saw. To me, the second guy would be the hard guy not to laugh.
I laughed. There was like a year where I laughed. It was like year 3 of doing them. I started laughing because it actually hit me
singing?
what we were doing, and I started singing during them, and that was like so insane. I would crack up. But no, actually, it's not that hard for me not to laugh.
Now that you're.
No, it's just I just
Now
don't
you're
know
no
why.
pro.
I'm pretty good at not laughing. That's like a good skill I have.
Well, maybe it's being hanging out with him.
What do you mean?
He's helped you not laugh.
Have you?
I've just boned him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that.
Yeah, that's
no laughing matter.
Again, the definition of bro is changing in my
Right.
head
Every
after
moment.
video.
But yeah.
Yeah, so we just went deep into that activism thing, and then Netflix, we pitched to Netflix, and That's yeah, and it all kind of started from the house party one. That like we got attention from Paul Walker, but no, it wasn't really connected to us. And then the house party one was like,
Was that real? Was that really a thing that they were trying to ban house parties?
it was Airbnbs.
Huh.
Yeah, in the Hollywood Hills, and people were having parties at the Airbnbs, so they're trying to
I
shut
get
that
it,
down. Yeah.
But now I'm like, what's the next thing? You know, we've been doing it. I'm trying to like break open the creative. Like that was like a genius idea. It broke open like a creative egg, and out of that was a little chicken that grew up into but now that chicken needs to hatch its own eggs. And so what are those?
Now
eggs?
it's time for you to figure out. You ain't got to do is check what the. Is there? I wonder if there's a list somewhere where all the new laws are.
Or yeah, like going bigger, going to Congress. Yeah, but I even like I'd be curious to ask you as a musician, like, do you ever think like I need to completely change the style I play in, or do you like playing the same chords and hitting the same notes?
Well, it's interesting you say that. My new album, I've been playing just hard, straight up, old school country, and this album I was like, I grew up. Let me tell you a little bit of the backstory.
Yeah, go.
So I grew up in Kentucky, where everyone listened to country, and to rebel against country, I used to listen to fucking Metallica, Danzig, ZZ Top, Southern Rock, Skinner, shit like that. And everyone would, I don't want to hear it. And then I grew up, I was like, oh, this country that everybody listened to is cool.
Mm.
And this album, I was like, why don't I just go back to that fucking rock, go back to the rock I used to listen to, and make a rock record. And I thought it came out pretty fucking cool. I don't know. I dig it, but
it's a change of pace for you.
yeah. So it was good. A change of pace meant, more importantly, it meant kind of felt like it was starting over. It was something new.
Mm.
Yeah,
I just kept repeating myself.
Yeah, and did you feel
It
like
was like a new city council meeting.
yeah? And is it as much for you as it is for them? The change,
Who's them?
the audience.
That's right. My tour starts in a couple of weeks, and I can tell you more.
You'll
then.
find out.
Yeah.
And because all the artists I admire, like Bob Dylan, I mean, he would go, he's
Well, hey, the Dylan comparisons never end with me.
it's automatic, bro.
Yeah.
So he had acoustic, then he went
Yeah, then
electric.
you had the band, the guys who became the band.
Awesome band too.
Yeah, Robbie Robertson, rest in peace.
Rick Danko,
Yeah.
Levon Helm.
Levon Helm, you know your shit except for some of the pronunciation.
Yep, that's true.
But yeah, then he had the band back him up, and to me that was the best shit he ever did, was that rock shit.
It's a lot of talent in one group right there.
He was so fucking good, and they booed him every fucking night.
Really?
and he walked right through that shit.
Yeah, I mean, you guys perform. Can you imagine getting booed and then doing the same set the next 30 nights and getting booed every one of those fucking nights?
That's wild.
That's someone who knows what they're doing fucking kicks ass, and they don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
That's what I was just thinking about, is the self-belief. Because most people, you'd think you would be stupid to keep going. You'd
Well,
be like,
there's
no,
only one.
yeah.
That's why there's only one Dylan.
But then like even to the 80s where he went like Christian and like went like that route. It's very like Kanye actually to me, but it's just a different era where I don't think you can.
Yeah, I think he was just doing what he, like you say, what he wanted to do. He converted to Christianity, and then now I want to sing about Jesus, and he made fucking 3 fucking awesome. They're pretty rocking albums actually, killer albums about his. He was singing about himself. He literally wanted to convert people to Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like a bit. That's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, so I wonder about that. Do you think he was a true believer? Do you think he was like, he's such like a magician guy? He was like, well, let's see if I can pull off this trick.
I've heard. I don't know. I felt like it felt sincere. I've heard it was.
Good.
Yeah, I don't. He's too good to
fake.
To fake it, yeah.
And for you, so in your new album, you're going more back to rock.
Yeah, it's pretty much a rock album. I would call it Southern rock. It's weird. You know, it's so fucking weird.
Like Skinner, Allman
Well,
Brothers.
to me, it's just weird because it's hard to analyze your own shit. Because to me, I just hear it sounds like fucking Motley Crue, and then we send it to people and they go, like they have all these fucking playlists now, and somebody sent it to the rock playlist. They go, it sounds too country. It's like, I don't really get it. And I'll look at the comments on the videos and it's all like, man, this is some badass country. Maybe it's just because I'm from the South.
I also think it's a contemporary thing. I think rock music has kind of gone away as a genre and it's been absorbed into country. Because like when I listen to Stapleton, I hear rock.
Well, Stapleton, I would agree with you. I don't think he's certainly not pure country. It's almost like soul with rock and maybe R&B.
It doesn't.
I think it's just like there's like it's just a genre now of people who actually play instruments. Doesn't it feel like it's that?
Yeah.
It's like
It's either hip hop or it's country. It feels like it's been divided like that.
It's a DJ or a band.
Right.
That's kind of what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, I like good hip hop, but at the end of the day, my real love is people who play, watching musicians play with each other and play off each other.
Was there a moment for you, was it like a conscious decision where you're like, I'm going to do a rock album? Or did you find the music that was coming to you, what you were playing, just naturally had more of a rock?
Well, it's two things. One is, like I said, I grew up loving that stuff, and it's deep in my blood. And two, I had just done a tour, and I kind of was like noticing that the kind of twangy country stuff, I was kind of not enjoying as much as, because some of my stuff, even the country stuff, is kind of, the more rockin' stuff I was enjoying playing more. And I was like, if I made a whole album like that and just kind of didn't do the other stuff, it'd be fun to do. And also, like I said, I just wanted to change shit up. And the rule for me was on this one, I didn't want any pedal steel on it, because pedal steel makes it really twangy.
Gives that twang, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to just see if it was more, I like to challenge myself, which is like, I can do this. I've done the country stuff. Not would people like it, but could I make a rock album that I dug? Because, like the great Aerosmith records, or the great ZZ Top records. I mean, it's not as good as those records, but can I make something that my influences would dig, except for possibly the lyrics?
Lyrically, is it different or is it consistent with what?
Oh, it's fucking filthy, yeah.
Nice. I wanted to ask you, you got, sorry, let me look at it real quick. With Drop 'Em Out, that's about tits, right?
Yeah. What'd you think it was about?
No, I knew it was about tits, but I wanted to confirm. And I was like, I love tits too. But then it made me interested in like, why, like, are tits universal? And so I started looking it up before I came to talk to you. And there was an LA Times article that actually said tits are only a big deal in like 13 out of 184 cultures worldwide. Like in Norway, people don't go as crazy for tits. India, they don't go as crazy for tits. And then in Mali, it tits like an elbow.
It does feel like a very American thing.
Yeah. And then I was like, why are tits it here? And then I was wondering, like, I guess in past cultures, like in Victorian England, a lot of the people, when they romanticized or eroticized the female body, they did the ankle. For whatever reason, ankles were in. So do you ever think, like, if you were in Victorian England, that maybe your song would be about ankles instead of tits?
I do think about that a lot, and I think I would be influenced by that culture. Probably would be about ankles.
Yeah, because I love jugs too, and so I don't wish it was another way. And so your love of jugs, when?
I would say from the first pubic hair, I would guess.
Wow.
And do you think, so the Times article was like, oh, it's culture. But do you believe that, or do you think that was there just by being born on this soil?
See, here's the part where I would disagree with you.
Please.
I had no, and you tell me if you guys feel the same way. I feel like my love of tits was beyond my control. There was a time where it kicked in. I love tits. And that felt like, they do nature versus nurture.
Sure.
That felt like nature to me. I don't think I was raised in a particular way that made it like that. You throw me in Greece, throw me in fucking Somalia, I still would have loved tits.
Yeah, I guess I only slightly disagree. I feel like the nature is desiring the female body, and then culture is like the scope, and they're pointing it at what part.
Yeah, but
I like tits. I'm a tits guy.
Is it possible
and
that
butt and legs and ankle.
that seeing all Jenny McCarthy on MTV and all that shit, and Baywatch went in my brain and did it? I don't know. It's possible.
When you see an ass, do you have the same amount of enthusiasm?
Yeah, well, I got a song on the new album called Dump Truck about asses. So I
just listened to that one too.
Did you dig it?
I did.
It's
I
pretty
liked
rocking,
it.
Huh?
And I like that you went both sides of it. I like that you got the tits and you got the ass.
Yeah, so now I got both.
Yeah, you didn't leave anybody. And then I wanted to ask you, so in some of your songs, you'll use terminology that I hope I'm allowed to use, like redneck, hick. And I was wondering, is there a difference? Same way I talk about bro with phylums of bro. Is there phylum on the other side?
To me, honestly, I'm not trying to be like rude about it, but it's just like,
if you know,
I think people, like I said, it's just people sometimes analyze lyrics too much, because I think people forget. I know nothing that you don't know, but rhyming makes things more poetic than they are. It's just like sometimes you just pick a word that fucking rhymes. So I think people like overanalyze it.
Thank you for
So
being brass tacks about it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the point. So my guess is if I ever used hick, it was because I was about to say dick. Or
redneck.
prick. Yeah.
Where you were trying to say feckless.
Yeah, redneck is hard. I would say that's a hard one to rhyme. But redneck is always how me growing up in Kentucky is like. We'd call ourselves. That was like kind of like what we can call ourselves rednecks, but we go to. If someone called me redneck in LA, I'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things.
Yeah,
It's like,
you can call your own people that, but you don't want outsiders judging you.
Yeah, and I that's kind of where it comes from. Is literally the first album I called it redneck shit because someone and the song came from the same thing was. What do you want to make an album about? I said I just want to make a bunch of songs about redneck shit.
How do you feel about these recent country phenomenon songs that are all about like try that in a small town or stuff? If you don't even want to wade into this, I totally understand. But I'm curious.
I honestly just all I care about is the song is good, and I'm not a Jason Aldean fan. No offense to him. So there's no song he can make that I'm going to give any opinion other than don't like his music. It's just not my thing. So,
and I think that's right. I think and that gets lost in the conversation.
And I think that's kind of.
Song bang?
I think when people analyze shit like that, they're wasting their time instead of like this song fucking rocks or it fucking sucks. Just say it. Don't fucking analyze it. You know?
Yeah, because there's protest songs that are just good songs too.
Yeah, I mean like here's a band who fucking rocks, Rage Against the Machine. I mean, you crank that and you're fucking rocking, but do you really think about any of the shit they're talking about?
No, not when I was in 7th grade fucking slamming my head
Exactly.
into that shit.
I mean, are you like, whatever their causes are and all, power to them for doing what they're doing, but I'm just like pumping my fist and like you banging my head. I'm just like, this fucking rocks.
Yeah, when you're in 7th grade too, you're not really focused on who they're saying fuck you to. You just like that they're saying fuck you.
Yeah, and that's kind of my only issue right now with a lot of the country is not the country, but country music is, and that's why I kind of made this rock album is I grew up, music was fuck the man. And I love fuck the man music. That's what music is for, is to piss off your parents, piss off your teachers, piss off the government, whoever. And there seems to be this new wave of like, sucking up to the man kind of music. And I don't like that. I like fuck the man.
Yeah, because it's become like so many people are against the man that like to rebel against the masses you have to be like for the man, but it's this weird.
I mean I get what you're saying, but I don't.
I don't feel that way, but I feel like that's where people are coming from.
I agree with that, that's where they're coming from, but I think that's a stupid way of looking at it because I think it should just be every artist's position should be the same. Fuck the government.
Yeah.
At all times. And you guys go to City Hall and say the same things.
Yeah, it seems like, to me, it seems like in modern times, as opposed to like, let's say like the 90s, where it's like the man was such a clear cut kind of thing that where it was like, if you were to say fuck the man, it's like everyone was kind of for that. But now it's like, it seems like it's a little bit more kind of in weird territory where it's like the people who are saying fuck the government, there's like a bunch of it seems like you're not, doesn't seem as black and white as it was.
I mean, even
like
like NWA fuck the police, so you would listen and you wouldn't be worried that like someone actually thought you like fuck all like it was just a song,
right?
Mm-hmm.
No one, you wouldn't
but
be
people
worried.
did take it serious back then, right?
Oh, they took it serious to
but those
them.
were like the
I'm just
dorks
saying,
who took it
to
serious.
kids who like me who played it, no one got upset like
No,
man.
I wasn't throwing shit at cop cars after that.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
Like,
I was just listening. It's like, this is fucking. I'm not supposed to be listening to it, so it must be good.
Do you think it's like the tribalism now that we have, that it's like now people are kind of fighting each other as opposed to people against the government?
Yeah, and I've had I've been thinking about that a lot. I was actually talking about that on a podcast the other day. Here's a question I have. It's a question for bros.
yeah,
and I got two right here.
Yeah.
So aliens come down from
his Mabatu.
I'm going to say space.
Yeah, I was just
Aliens
being
come down from
specific.
space. They walk around the country. Would they go that the country is divided? I don't know that. I don't think they would if they just walked around. But if they turned on the news, would they think that the country is divided?
Right.
They would. So I'm saying, so I'm like, I turn on the news, everybody fucking hates each other. I walk around. I'm not saying it's lovey-dovey, but I'm not seeing fucking fights every.
That's true.
It's just. It seems to be manufactured on the fucking for
true.
ratings.
And fighting over stupid shit too, like getting like worrying about a song or like fighting about like.
But but am I
who can
wrong to
play
say
sports.
they're doing it on the fucking news? They're not. I'm pointing at the screen as if that's the
No,
news.
they're
But they're doing it on the news. No one in real life's fighting over it.
But I do think people have gotten. I do think there's like a. It's weird. I think people are so programmable that like if the news is like, hey, we're fighting a lot, like I think comments and like communication, at least online, has gotten more ugly and combative because like we've just been kind of like pushed in that direction by whether it's like an algorithm or the government or ourselves. But like I do think it's having a downstream effect where we are turning more like ugly. But maybe that's my own
I think you're right,
sensitivity.
but you're talking to someone who's always been pretty ugly, and I always talk shit to people and about people, so I never gave a fuck. But I also made a conscious decision in the last few years to kind of, I have my team does all my I don't do social media, I don't look at it, I don't have my passwords, so I make the content, but someone else I don't have access to it. I don't have social media, I deleted my news app, I don't have any, I don't watch the news, I don't read the news, I don't read comments, I don't look at social media, I don't do any of that shit.
Has shit talking, as a like innate shit talker, has your opinion of shit talking changed? If it becomes more pervasive, and it becomes more the norm for shit talking, do you feel like your shit talking has to change then?
No, but when I get in return, I know more what they're doing. It's like, yeah, he doesn't.
You're tactically aware.
Yeah, I know what you're just trying to get me pissed off.
Were you always a shit talker? Like you got brothers and stuff?
Yeah, I was always a shit talker, but I also, part of what I wanted to do was, I thought the new country music was so bad. I was like, I'm going to come out here, and one of the rules that are not really rules is you can't talk shit about other artists. It's like, that's one of the rules of music. And I go, fuck that. They would ask me, I think people were excited to have some guy go, what do you think about Florida Georgia? And I would go, they fucking suck and they probably fuck each other. And they're like, well, do you just say that? And they would ask me every artist, I would say they were just excited to have somebody say it. And
I think there's a long tradition. Me and Aaron were just talking about it. I think even like philosophers in Rome, like someone translated this for me one time. They were like, this one philosopher was talking shit to another philosopher, and he's like, your shit's whack, it's shallow. And before I tell you that,
that's a direct translation.
I'm making it more colloquial, but this part's exact. He said, and before I tell you all that, I will fuck you in the ass. And I was like, oh, everyone's always been bringing it in a kind of.
I always thought that was the weirdest way to like shit talk is I'm gonna fuck you up the ass.
But it scares the other guy because Mike Tyson does it today, and like it's for what that sticks around. But I was also gonna say like headhunting in music, like Muddy Waters walking into like a bar where someone else is playing and being like, I'm gonna play you off the stage. Like I feel like there's always been kind of a combat.
Yeah, and I've also
one
thing I've noticed too is all my musician friends who are really. I'm not gonna talk shit about other musicians. I'm gonna be polite in interviews. Are always the ones who are the most shit talkers behind the scenes and the most jealous. How's that guy fucking playing that place? I'm so much better than him. So I'm like, I almost wonder if they'd be better off talking shit like here, and getting it out of their system instead of having it build up and trying to be polite in public.
Like doing it out in the open in public. Yeah. Interesting.
And do you think that dishonesty when they're on camera, do you think that hurts their art because they're not integrated?
Well, I'll go back to one of my heroes, Dylan. He was really good at making fucking great music, but he was also just kind of a crazy man when it came to press.
He's a dick.
He was a dick, and he was really like, he would purposely just be so fucking weird that you didn't know what he was talking about.
Intentionally too, like they try to pigeonhole him, and
he would just be like, for lack of a better word, just being a fucking dick.
Yeah, he'd be contrarian no matter. They'd be like, "Hey, you're a hero this way." He'd be like, "I'm not a hero. I actually hate that thing." And then he'd be like, "Oh wow."
Yeah.
Like he refused to take credit or criticism.
Yeah, and they would go, you're one of our generation's great protest singers. I'm not a protest singer. What are your songs about? They're all protest songs. That kind of he would do that a lot.
Yeah.
Just to be like, so the guy would go. So what you would do is the guy writing it would have nothing. At the end of the day, it's just.
No, he wouldn't let anybody control the narrative on him.
And no one, and he's still, what is he? He's 80 something now. No one really, at the end of the day, knows jack shit about him. You know?
No, that's why. I mean, that's why. Like, do you like the Do you like the movie they made about him? I'm Not There, where like 8 different people play Dylan.
I remember seeing it, but I don't really. That's probably meant I didn't like it because I just don't. Bless you.
It didn't capture.
I don't. It's weird because I saw it and it didn't leave a mark.
Yeah, it was kind of like just like artsy without much like grit to it.
Yeah,
I
just
guess.
like it was too artsy for me. I really liked
The Docs.
Yeah, the No Direction Home. The Scorsese
That one's
one.
good.
That one was amazing. He's just there's so many good Dylan docs. That what do I need?
And what
a
did he?
fucking woman playing Dylan. No offense to women.
No, Kate Blanchett was the best part of it. But when in the doc, don't they say? Did he take a 6-year break from touring, like kind of in his prime, to go like raise his kids in Vermont or something like that?
Yeah, and he faked a motorcycle accident.
To like give him the excuse to
Well,
do that.
the story is in whatever year, maybe like 66, he got in a motorcycle accident and had to take a break. I think he was burnt out and maybe on drugs. It turns out the motorcycle accident may have been made up. And he just like that was his way of getting out of it. So we don't really know to this day. He's never admitted it.
So interesting. But I just like that move of being like, you know what? I think most of us are so afraid of whatever we have going away that the idea of just walking away from it is totally like anathema to how we feel. But
God, I would love to walk away from it. Not now because I got a tour coming up, but after this tour, I could see myself walking.
could you walk away?
From comedy?
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask a question first? Sorry to interrupt. Do you two do your comedy on stage together?
We do sets separately.
We probably do about half our stuff together. But even the
Yeah.
stuff that we don't do together, we
Okay, I
help
was just
each
trying to get
other.
a gauge of his answer. Does his answer affect you?
Yeah, 100%. But I'm asking him like if I wasn't part of the equation.
I mean, I've fantasized about, having a real job, but in like a security kind of way, of like
just knowing
which you
the
probably
paycheck's coming.
Yeah, it's just
I know what you're saying is what someone told me once was he said the fastest way to hate something you love is to get paid for it.
Right.
Like it's just like once you start making money making music or made for you making money making comedy, it becomes it's a job. There's no way to not make it a job.
We were probably more stress free when we weren't making any money doing it. Because once you see the money go up, you don't ever want to see it go down. That's like very stress inducing.
Yeah, and the uncertainty is stressful when you're sort of like, what are we like 5 years in and start making money probably like 3 or 4 years ago.
That's pretty fucking fast though.
Oh yeah, but like
quicker.
Like
I've been doing 10 years.
Like,
yeah,
I'm like 8 or 9 years stand up, but like in terms of like being together and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But there is. Yeah, especially with like strikes now, like everyone's on strike and all that shit.
And then we had a pandemic. It's been rough for everybody. I'm sure there's a million external factors affecting every industry. So maybe there's no safe. I don't feel like anyone's. I feel like money's just down across.
I know what you're
niche.
saying. That like the idea of having just a regular job would be safe, but I just know 2 minutes in I'd be like,
well, that's the
fucking
thing.
Shit.
I think about that too. It's like
people would kill for this job.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like a part of me will be like, I'll watch a movie or something. I'll be like, oh, that's secure. Or see something. I'll be like, oh, that security sounds nice. But then you play it out and you're like, I couldn't even. There's nothing else I can do.
You lose your shit. You think?
Yeah.
And you don't have permission to be a goofball at unless you're the boss. I think if you're the boss, you can be a goofball in any job.
Yeah.
Or if you're like in a crazy work environment where like, Wolf of Wall Street style.
Yeah.
But otherwise you
And
kind
I don't think they'll let you have those anymore.
No, and they get sussed out pretty quick.
Yeah.
And and then you also might see some bad shit that you don't want to co-sign that you're kind of like, well, I don't want to be the stick in the mud here. But no, I don't think you can really. Or maybe now that everyone's working from home, you can play around, but you don't have much of an audience to see it.
Right.
I do like having an audience. That is nice. I've been more grateful for them lately.
Yeah,
like,
it's been cool. We were talking about the COVID, which is, I don't know if you guys know this, but
man-made.
No, I'm not talking about COVID. I'm talking about it was man-made. I don't think was it man-made. I don't know. So during COVID, one of the obviously touring industry really suffered, and then one of the places that really suffered was the tour bus industry. So they had to like the buses just sitting there, and some of those buses are $2 million buses.
Right.
So they just started selling off their fleet, and then concerts are not back, and we're still not back up to the level of tour. Like if you want to tour next year, you got to rent a bus right now.
Wow.
And you got to rent it for the year.
So there's less buses, so they cost more, and you got to plan it out farther in advance.
And you, like, if I told you I wanted to play next summer, I don't know that I could get a tour bus.
Wow.
Right.
And there's probably tour bus companies that have been around for a long time that went under because.
Yeah, totally. And I've also heard stories of musician friends who had a tour bus, and they go. It's the day they're leaving for tour, and they go to the company, and the company just found some other artists who were willing to pay more.
And they had to do it right now.
And they're like, we had a contract. He's like, fucking sue us.
That's the thing too. Do you remember flying last summer was brutal because I think
we had a couple. We almost missed a show because we got stuck at the Denver airport for fucking 10 hours.
Dude, yeah, I remember so many flights last summer that just because they were understaffed, and a lot of flights too. You have a flight booked, and I feel like the airline knew.
Yeah,
they knew.
They're overbooking people. We were on the road in like South Carolina. We're supposed to fly home together. I'm like, dude, they moved me to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is crazy.
They moved my flight 10 hours, and then I'm walking over, and I passed this other flight who I'd seen that happened, the same thing had happened to them, and they're all waiting. And the guy gets on and goes, I know you guys are going to be mad, but the flight is here. The pilots are here. We cannot find any, what do you call it?
Steward?
Flight attendants?
We cannot find any flight attendants, so we can't go anywhere. And then people just fucking start screaming and going crazy. I feel like everyone's just on edge.
And that's when we get very disrespectful towards flight attendants where we're like, do we even need them on the flight? Like, if we have the pilots, aren't we okay? If we all agree...
If I was on that flight, I would have said, fucking take off.
I'll pass out the peanuts.
Yeah. Or how about no peanuts? Just get me to where the fuck I'm going.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need it. Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a flight attendant hit on you?
I've never had that.
That sounds nice.
My buddy Pedro had that.
Really?
Yeah, it stuck with me. He told me this like 3 months ago. I haven't forgotten it.
Wow.
Because I always think of them as the one getting hit on.
Yeah.
Is he a really good-looking dude?
He is handsome. But I think we're all good-looking guys.
I mean, we're not bad, but we're not flight attendant hit on is good-looking.
Yeah, that's true. That's just tough to realize, you know?
It's just a tough pill to swallow.
But I think if I hit on them first and I brought the right rhythm, I can make it happen. But it's not just going to come to me.
Yeah, I mean, to him, do you know the details of what happened?
No, he's like a pretty cool guy. He didn't even want to tell me. It just came up organically in conversation.
I hate those guys like that. It just organically comes up that like a stewardess hit like
that the greatest thing in history
shit,
happened.
Yeah, I fucking forgot. Yeah, I fucked a stewardess on a fucking on Southwest flight. Yeah. Oh shit, man, I forgot about it.
I think Clint Eastwood made like 3 kids that way.
Really?
Yeah, he'd just be flying and he was just like, hey. And they were like, whoa. And then it was on. And he's like so fertile and he can probably smell when they're ovulating from 2 planes away and was like, let's get this thing
God,
going.
I wish I could smell when they're ovulating.
That'd be huge.
That would be nice.
Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be like, that's probably talking about finding other jobs. That could be good.
Being an ovulator sniffer?
Yeah. Yeah, what does that pay nowadays?
I don't know. They're outsourcing it mostly.
Yeah. Well, AI, AI is going to come in. AI can detect ovulation.
That's sad when we lose that job.
Dude, can you imagine a robot coming in and just smelling your cooch?
Over my dead nostrils.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah. This guy needs fucking work, man.
Do you think AI would, like a robot would come and smell your nuts and be like, dude, you got no more jizz?
Yeah, you're out.
You're out, dude.
Yeah.
No potency.
Yeah.
You are not potent.
Firing blanks.
Bro,
yeah, that's all my musicians friends. I will say they're all worried about fuck AI. That what do we?
Right.
I'm gonna tell them I need to get out now while the getting's good because AI's gonna take. I just don't know that I believe it. One of my new tracks called "Money and Bitches."
What's that about?
It's pretty. It's about women and money, and it's
interesting.
It's someone made an AI version of Metallica playing it, and it sounds fucking dead on Metallica.
That's cool.
And I was like, I think a lot of artists would fucking sue. I was like, fucking, I reposted it.
They got an AI one of those with Freddie Mercury, and it'll be like Freddie Mercury singing like Beyonce Halo or like all these contemporary songs. And there's a part of me like, I wanted to be 100% opposed to it, but then you listen to it, you're like, I'm kind of glad this exists, and there's 15% of me that's got like the
Well, all these
heebie-jeebies.
people I drive by when they're striking, they're like, AI's gonna take our jobs. Well, how about this? Be better, be funnier than the computer.
John Henry, beat the machine.
Yeah.
Even if you die trying, go for it. I kind of feel that way too, where I'm like, look, I'm going to swing these hammers, but mine are fingers on the keyboard, but I'm going to push as hard as I can.
If AI can, ain't no machine that can do what I do. I don't know if a machine, but if a machine can do what I do better, more power to the fucking machine.
I kind of believe that too. Like, it's just about, look, whatever's best should win. We are humans. We do believe in like what's effective. And if that's a more effective tool, that's going to win out. And that's kind of the game of nature.
Yeah, if the football field gets filled with this new AI star, best man wins.
Right. Yeah, can you imagine a football quarterback, AI quarterback?
For
No, I'm
shit.
saying like,
Yeah.
I was saying like Taylor Swift level audience. Like she plays football fields. Like if
Oh.
a musician, if someone gets as big as Taylor Swift, but it's an AI person,
Well, it's like,
if they're enjoying it, who gives a fuck?
is that the way our kids are gonna piss us off? Where they're like, I love this robot. And you're like, that's not even.
I mean,
they might love a robot point blank, period. That might be who they bring home. And I'll be like,
Right.
not in this house.
yeah, exactly. It's almost like, what was that movie? Guess Who's Coming Dinner? But this one will be with a robot.
Yeah.
They'll bring home a
Instead of
robot.
Sidney Poitier, it's a Pentium
Yeah.
3 processor.
Yeah, I
Nice,
think
dude.
it would be. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, go on.
Well, I was going to ask you, so what do you think is the ideal audience size for, I guess, maybe musicians in general? Like, do you think, is like 100,000 too big?
Well, I wish I could answer that from more experience. I mean, I toured with Kid Rock, and that was 20,000. That felt like it was big enough that I didn't. It's almost like no audience because you can't really see people.
And you still
But,
felt
like,
intimate with the audience?
I did not at 20,000, but 3,000 is usually what I do. 3,000, sometimes a little bigger or smaller depending on area, but that's about the level.
Because
I like.
I've been to Coachella where it's like 100,000 on the last night, and I was way the fuck back there, and you don't experience, like I saw Arcade Fire, Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, like pretty great acts, and I was way back there and I couldn't feel it the way.
I think was that the Dr. Dre, was that the one where they had the Tupac?
Yeah.
See, that was cool. I watched that on YouTube at home.
The Tupac part was crazy because none of us could make heads or tails of it in the moment.
Well, I'm saying that's one, seems like one where if you're in the back, I had a better view of my house.
That's what I mean. Is that it's
To me,
100
that's too big. Yeah.
It's too. In Arcade Fire, even I think I love a ton of their music, and I was like, after 30 minutes, I'm like, I'm kind of not. But then I've seen bands that I don't like as much, but in a venue that's like 300 people, and I'm like, this is a beautiful, amazing experience.
Yeah, I always prefer smaller, but there's just not a lot of artists I love that play that. I'm a little too old to be discovering acts who are only that. You really got to be
Yeah.
on the cutting edge and find out what's new. I don't even know how to find
It's a young
new
man's
music.
game. Yeah, I'm in the same.
When I was
boat.
younger, I would, oh man, I was the first guy to find this band.
Which band was that?
No, I'm just saying in general.
But who were you on like the cutting edge of?
I don't know. A lot of that stuff. I mean, I saw a lot of the, the Sound Gardens and Nirvana. I saw Nirvana.
Like grunge
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah, and like a lot of that grunge stuff I saw pretty early, before it got too big.
That's cool.
There was they never came to Kentucky, but there was a venue in Cincinnati that was only like an hour or two from us that we used to drive to see. And I saw the Foo Fighters first
Wow.
tour, and that was probably
That first album of theirs was awesome.
that was probably a few hundred people.
That's crazy.
Speaking of which, you talked about your disdain for Nashville. How do you feel about Nashville these days?
I'm pretty fucking sick of it, honestly. A lot of my friends are moving because, and don't take it personally. Where are you guys from? You seem like SoCal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Orange County,
Yeah,
California.
Orange County. That's kind of bro-y, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
But all kinds of bros, bro.
but I come out to LA and I'm like, fuck LA. No offense, but I'm just like, this ain't my place.
bring it, bro.
It's not ain't for everybody.
All love.
But Nashville's becoming very LA. A lot of LA people are moving to Nashville, and it's just the reason we moved there. I'm from Kentucky, but a lot of my family's actually from Nashville, and growing up as a kid, we can go visit Nashville. It didn't feel any different than Kentucky, small town Kentucky. It was a small town. It's fucking filled with bachelorette parties and fucking, they got every country star has a fucking bar. Don't get me wrong, I'd love a fucking bar for the money, but they've just fucking ruined Broadway. The whole thing's a shit show. There's fucking traffic everywhere. You can't get anywhere. It's like, I just want to chill, you know?
I feel like that's happening in so many, like Austin, you hear similar
Austin's
things.
happening too. I almost feel like, and tell me you guys, maybe the bro point of view would be cool. It feels like America's this giant place, and there's like 20 places or 15 places people want to live.
Yeah, and it feels like those 15 places
they're just
all being taken over. Like somehow the same person is taking over like all 15. Because even like mountain towns that aren't like big cities, like the ones we've discussed, but like my dad lives in Bozeman and he's a transplant, so he might be part of the problem. But that whole place is just getting like people can't afford houses there.
He was a man and now
He's what?
He's a trans. You said he was trans?
Yes. Plant. Like he moved there.
Oh, I thought you meant.
No, he's same. My dad born a guy, still a guy. But all respect if he switched it up.
Okay.
But he just moved there, and that's been an issue. But the other thing's not an issue for me or anybody.
Okay, so it's an issue.
God bless America.
Yeah, America's great. So your dad.
I'm on record, dude.
So your dad. Do you mean your mom? Or
No. My mom still lives in Orange County, and she
Okay.
is
But you're.
same.
Okay, so.
But if she switched up, God bless.
Okay, so you're all for everything.
Man,
transplant, I get it. So he moved.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
I was confused there too, for
Yeah.
the record.
Thank
About my dad? Not that it's a big deal.
Yeah, thank you for clearing that up, because you kept saying that, and I was like,
so you've been
what?
thinking that for fucking years.
Yeah. And every time I see him, I'm like, hi, Mr. Parr?
Yeah.
That's right. But it would be okay otherwise.
Oh, yeah, totally.
For real. I'm cool. I just want people to be happy.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
And I've honestly never been big on like when people are like, oh, I don't want to switch up what I'm calling you. I'm like, I'll call people whatever they want. Like I have a buddy who's changed his nickname 6 times. I always roll with whatever's new.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I mean, why can't you change your nickname?
Change your name. Change your things. Go for it. You get one life.
I'm with you, man. I mean, sometimes you get drunk and you do crazy shit.
And people think I'm trying to appeal to like a virtue. I actually feel embarrassed being virtuous. That's how virtuous I am.
God, that's crazy.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah.
carrying that.
But I do want to go back to Bozeman.
Please.
He digs it there, or you're saying he does?
No, he digs it there, and I'm just saying, like, he's been there for like 10 years. As I go there, I hear more and more from the people there about just how priced out it's getting, how much it's changed.
Yeah, every place is fucking the price. I don't know. You guys know this stuff better than me. Is it? I don't know what it is. Life's got so fucking expensive.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So all these cities like Nashville and stuff, it feels like it's there's just these big like globs picking everything up, and all the personality and individuals are just getting kind of like, I don't even know where they're getting pushed. There's nowhere
I
left to
saw
go.
an ad on the TV the other day in Nashville. This guy comes on. I don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah,
He goes,
fuck that guy.
and he goes, it was a commercial. He goes, I'm running for mayor. I'm gonna make Nashville not a city just for the bachelorettes and the billionaires. I go, I don't know who the fuck you are. I didn't know a vote was coming, but I'm gonna vote, and I'm gonna vote for you. I don't know your politics and nothing. I don't know if you're Democrat, Republican.
It's a great slogan.
But I like what you're saying, because I'm fucking sick of these billionaires moving to Nashville, and I'm sick of these fucking pedal taverns full of fucking drunk bachelorettes getting in my fucking way.
But there's not that many billionaires. How are they taking over every city?
I think there's more. I think there's more than.
Are they just? Is it the same billionaire and he's buying up a place?
But
and
here's
everything?
the thing. So we play this game. We go on Zillow.
I can't believe you can see the price of people's homes now. It's so rude to me. But go.
But I don't find this rude. So we'll see 3, $5, $10 million homes in Nashville, and we'll play a game. Because our assumption was, especially 10 years ago, but now like this will, whoever's selling it for this price is fucking crazy. It's gone in like 2 days. Who's got the fucking money for a $10 million house, a $3 million, a $1 million house?
It is weird. It does seem like there's a lot of funny money, or like it's like these people are like, I have $100 million. You're like, how?
But here's my question, and you guys again would be the guys to figure it out. But everyone's talking about the economy's so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the economy's so bad. Then how is every house in Nashville $3 million. Who is buying all these $3 million houses? I've never seen the economy so bad and so many rich people.
I think it's like isn't and I'm so ill informed on this stuff, but I have friends who work in real estate. Isn't it that corporations are buying the houses and then renting them out?
It's probably. I mean, it's. I think there's. My point is, I think there's somebody behind all this shit.
I think so too. There's like and I hope we suss out who it is and we put a stop to it so that.
I don't even care, put a stop to it. Just if they could give us all nice houses, we would keep quiet about it.
That's yeah, right. Maybe they'll hear this and they'll be like, "We got to buy these guys off."
Yeah, buy me out.
And then next episode, I'm like, "America's perfect."
Yeah, we're zooming. Yeah, we would like to amend this podcast with an apology to the invisible man we were speaking of. And you hear our echo from our giant mansion.
That's interesting. I'm very like compelled by like conversations around selling out, and like I remember I'm a huge Bruce Springsteen fan, and I read like all these philosophy professors wrote a book kind of describing what his lyrics could mean in philosophical terms, and one of them was about like how you can't be a critic of capitalism from within capitalism because it inevitably just absorbs you into it. And since Bruce Springsteen makes money off of being a critic of like capitalism.
He sold his catalog for $500 million.
Right. So how can you really like not be a sellout while even if you're trying to sing about like the poor man's plight or something like that?
Well, I mean, I see what you're saying. I mean, I guess here's a question I always had about someone like Springsteen. And I would ask the government this: are you allowed? So. He was very vocally against, and again, I hate to go into politics, but very vocally against Trump.
Yeah.
Who gave tax breaks for the rich. Is Bruce Springsteen allowed to go, I don't believe in that. I want to pay more. Can you call up the government? I mean, that's kind of my point is like those guys who are like that, and I don't get me wrong, I'm a big Springsteen fan, but he wasn't crying no tears when the guy he hated gave him a tax break. You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. I think that's...
So I think it kind of goes back to... I think you're agreeing with me.
Yeah, and I think that's why liberals lose a lot of these debates is because the mouthpiece for liberalism shouldn't be rich celebrities because they're the antithesis of what it stands for in a lot of ways. And
I don't know that I need... Well, here's my thing. And here's the example I always give. I love Bruce Springsteen. I love Hank Williams Jr. They could... as far as I can tell, they're... As far as politics goes, they're fucking exact opposites. But I love them both. I love both their music equally. Mm-hmm. I don't think about politics when I listen to Springsteen. I don't think about politics when I listen to Hank Jr. I love both of them.
Yeah, that's true. It's because his music's so beautiful and it's still like very genuine and authentic, no matter what hypocrisies exist in his.
I think it probably goes back to, I think we were talking about nature and nurture earlier. Growing up how he grew up, I don't think that can ever leave you. Because whenever I listen to Springsteen, all I think about is kid in Jersey. And I've never been to New Jersey. But I have an idea of what it's like because of his music, you know?
And that's why people like his music, because even if he's talking about those streets, it reminds them of their streets that they grew up on.
Guys, I'm interrupting this podcast to let you know once again that we are on tour. We have dates coming in hot. Shows are fun.
They're a lot of fun. And you know what? They're getting better and better, and each one's going to be more and more of a heat-seeking missile, and it's going to be more of a specific experience that you want to be there to share with us. We are grateful for you, and we want to see you eye to eye, arm to arm, chest to chest.
We want to see you, and we're going to have merch at the shows.
That's going to be huge. It's good shit.
Yeah.
We're working with a merch company. They make really good stuff. It's made in America. Take that, Donald Trump.
Custom ink.
Go there.
Custom ink. Oh yeah, dude, getting political on the ads.
I know, dude, I just lost a bunch of people, dude.
And so get your tickets at chadandjt.com because tickets are going fast. Also, we are brought to you by the legends at Athletic Greens. Guys, we love Athletic Greens. We drink it every single morning. You get all those vitamins, nutrition, minerals, probiotics, pre-probiotics, the pre-preotics, all in your body before you start your day.
You get the otics before anything's attacking them.
Dude.
And dude, how many times do you get complimented on your skin and complexion?
Every day. And you know what another thing is? Not to brag, I don't use lotion.
You don't use lotion. You don't wash your face.
I don't wash my face.
Because you're doing the pre.
Because I'm doing Athletic Greens and it's whole food sourced ingredients of high quality that give you major benefits like gut, mood support, boosted energy, and even healthier looking skin, hair, and nails. And I'm going to say this, a strong boner.
And how often do you get complimented on your boner? I know. But on your nails?
Dude, often they're like, "Is that a freaking nice cuticles?" I'm like, "Dude, that's AG1, bro."
I've never been at homies with anyone who people notice that more in than you.
Dude, thank you so
We'll be
much.
walking down the street, people just be like, "Damn, boy."
Well, I noticed when you started drinking AG1, you had like an aura.
My hair got curlier.
Yeah, dude, you looking great.
Thanks, man.
If you want to take ownership of your health, try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/go deep. That's drinkag1.com/go deep. Check it out. Support for today comes from Marine Layer. Guys, I'm wearing Marine Layer pants. They're sick. They're joggers. They fit well around the ankles. I love Marine Layer. It's cool surf clothes that you can wear anywhere, that fit in anywhere. You can go nice students. You can go to the beach in this stuff. You can go to freaking where else?
I know, but like joggers to me sounds like it could have been like a pejorative for Irish people in the 1860s.
It was.
Bunch of joggers over there.
Yeah. Just drinking whiskey and causing havoc.
Yeah, just tickling each other.
Yeah. Just wearing pants that have fitted ankles.
That would have been wild back then.
Yeah, dude.
Damn, those boys look good.
Yeah, can you imagine like Gangs of New York? There's like
Just nice fitted
Leo
pants.
had
Yeah.
Leo had fitted pants.
Yeah, his ass just look great.
You go, where's the butcher? Like, dude, where'd you get those pants?
The butcher's like, "Oh, Amsterdam. You're looking clean and handsome in those pants."
Amsterdam, do you shop at Marine Layer?
Yeah.
Use code GODEEP15.
Use code GODEEP15.
Dude, while I had COVID, I watched There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in forever. Is it good? Did it hold up for you?
I enjoyed it, yeah.
it's intense.
It's intense, yeah. Anyways, that doesn't have anything to do with Marine Layer. But for a limited time, our listeners get an exclusive 15% off discount with the code GODEEP15 at marinelayer.com. They're awesome. Great quality, great clothes. You got to get Marine Layer. It's so sick. I highly recommend. I'm so glad they came on board because I admired this company before they came on board, and I bought their clothes even before they came on board. I think we can all admit the perfect tee can be hard to find. Look no further than Marine Layer. For a limited time, get 15% off with the code GODEEP15 at marinelayer.com. That's code GODEEP15 for 15% off your entire order at marinelayer.com. Saving your closet one shirt at a time. All right. Let's freaking get back to the show.
I agree, but also
Or transplants you to his.
in a weird way, I picture New Jersey. This, like I said, a place I've literally never been. I've never played a show in New Jersey. I've never visited New Jersey. I've only been to New York City a couple times in my life. I don't know it, but I feel like I know it. What his version is of it, which is probably, I gotta assume, is nothing like it.
Yeah, he's beautiful.
Are bros into Springsteen?
Oh, yeah.
He's a bro.
Not as much as him, but I think bros in general.
What are bros' favorite music?
I mean,
Was it a sad day for bros that with the Smash Mouth singer passing?
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of felt like that one was interesting to me. Like, people, like,
You're about to get emotional.
kind of. I just felt like I kind of turned my back on that guy.
You know what's weird is, and I think I know what you're gonna say, and I'll speak for you because you're getting choked up. Smash Mouth was kind of the go-to joke of shitty bands,
Yeah.
and then you don't think that there's a person behind it, and then all of a sudden he passes away, and certainly right now, and for a little while, Smash Mouth jokes are not going to be funny. So it's like, you know what? Making fun of people that bad for that long. I'm not saying that's what led to it, but if he had alcoholism or
He had addiction issues, I think.
addiction issues, and
Yeah.
it's not really, as a guy who talks a lot of shit, it makes you think like, you know,
There's a cost.
They were the go-to make fun of band, and it wasn't that funny today.
No, and it's cheap and easy, and it's like he's still making something, and like even if it was something that's easy to make fun of, like maybe because it's easy to make fun of because it got big enough to where we all wanted to make fun of it. So there's something to it.
Well, that's kind of my other bigger point is the more popular you are, it's mathematics. The more popular you are, the more haters you're gonna have. You know, it's like if one out of every 100 Smash Mouth listeners hated him, that's still a lot once you get to millions and millions of people who listen to him. It still adds up.
He had the band, but him writing it, they had 2 songs that were like ubiquitous. Like that's crazy to come out of one person's head.
What are those? Which two songs?
Walking on the Sun and All Star.
All Star was that was fucking huge. And I'll bet if you look at it, I'll bet like Dylan, Neil Young, none of those fucking guys have any streaming wise have anything close to those songs.
Nah, and then I watched
Numbers wise.
The New York Times wrote an article like they're talking to what you're talking about, how he was picked on, but they couldn't say he was a punchline for so long. So they're like, he's also representative of meme culture and how the times have changed. And it was them like pussyfooting around the reality that this guy got, fucking hammered for. Yeah, I just feel bad. I feel like he no one really deserves that.
What's like with
I'm being
guys?
a little dramatic now, but I mean it. It's
I agree with you.
With guys like that too, it's the people who get made fun of that hard. It's you want to see their redemption, like Nickelback, Carrot Top. These people who they kind of make fun of them and then they kind of go away, and then you want to see them come back.
It becomes so uncool that it's cool again. I feel like Nickelback, who you obviously love, being in the band and everything, they're gonna have it's just how the world works. They're gonna be the cool band at some point. It's gonna come back around.
It's Keanu Reeves, and to a lesser extent, like Adam Sandler too.
And they're still selling out arenas.
Oh, they're huge. Yeah.
They crush it. So, but with him, it was like more tragic because he went away, and then he just kind of stayed away, And so, but Nicolas Cage is a good example too. Everyone made fun of that guy for like the longest time. Then he came back, and everyone loves him again.
For some reason, it's not as brutal with actors. We give them like a second chance more easily. With musicians, we're kind of like we're harder on them for some reason. Maybe it's because they generate their own material.
Yeah, I don't know why that is, but once you get in that world of the go-to made fun of band, it's probably tough to get out of it.
Yeah, and I think to your question too about bros, like what they like, I think there's different types of bros and different, there's like the festy bro who likes EDM. There's like...
that's probably a big one right now.
That's a big one right now. I feel like there's a lot... I feel like Creed is kind of...
Yeah,
they're having a moment. They're kind of coming back. Yeah. They're having their second win where people are ironically liking them, but they're appreciating what they put out there more.
Yeah, it's like Creed and like Goo Goo Dolls and Sublime are like the backbone of every bro.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's interesting.
Those are the three sides of the bro heart. Like there's the laid back, chill beach bro, that's Sublime. Yeah. Then there's like I'm driving with my top down, I'm rocking out, I'm gonna get fucked up tonight, Creed bro.
Yeah.
And then there's the sensitive romantic who just wants to marry that girl. Yeah. And that's the Dolls. That's well said. That's the Holy Trinity right there.
What's the sweet one?
Goo Goo Dolls.
Goo Goo Dolls.
Because I don't want the world to see me.
That's a big it's a big band with the bros.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Me and my homies, bro. When I used to put that on the aux cord, we'd go bananas, man. I got videos of us being like, "How does that song go again?"
Just slide.
Yeah. Because what you are is beautiful. Yeah. What you feel is what you are. What you are is beautiful.
Well, let me throw this one out there too. Sugar Ray.
That seems very bro-y.
Yeah.
But I almost think Sugar Ray was like going so hard for the bro audience that like you had to be a young bro to not like be like, nah, suspicious.
Right.
Oh, you're adopting our culture.
A little bit where we were like, maybe too on the nose.
Or do bros listen to hip hop? They must.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I guess I'm speaking from like the 30-year-old bro range because like the 20-year-old bros now, I don't even really know. I'm not even really up to date on that.
Who knows what kids listen to?
It's out of my wheelhouse. But I know that whatever it is, I think the biggest thing about bros of any age is that bros really like to feel. So whatever genre of music it is, it's more how we relate to it. And I think the other thing with bros is people perceive them as being high testosterone, but actually in their music, they often like things that are the opposite of that. Like when I was in high school, emo music was huge, and we loved songs.
What do you mean they like to feel? Like I misunderstand that bros are pretty deep?
Yeah. I think people think like football bros just want to like get in the mosh pit and hit.
But they actually are very emotional.
No, most of the football bros I know wanted to listen to like a song about heartbreak and be like, I'll cut my heart into a million pieces and like cry on your front lawn. And like I'd see like muscle bound dudes like kind of like ironically a little bit, but also feeling it like sing that. And I think that's the kind of
the sensitive bro.
Yeah, when a bro goes to music, I think oftentimes he's going to it for the feeling. And they want the feelings to be robust, just like their
How do I
bench
get
press.
my music more into the bro crowd?
Dude, you know, it's hard to aim for. You just gotta kind of accidentally hit it.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. I don't want to specifically target anyone.
They'll feel it come. They'll see it coming.
Yeah,
I guess this is a good start.
yeah. I guess I mean, tits.
That was good. That was
Tits are
good.
huge. Tits are huge, which surprises a lot of people. But tits are big.
Tits
Yeah.
are huge.
I'm not surprised by it.
Yeah, I think tits.
Well, because you get it.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't believe how many people
I made
like
it,
bros
yeah.
like tits, and they're like, huh?
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, for me, I'm an ass man. So a nice song about just spreading an ass.
Yeah, we get crank dump truck.
Yeah. Let me put it on. But the people. Oh yeah, copy.
Too much play in the mic.
I'm just gonna play it right here. Hold on.
You just put it on over the thing later. I like your move.
Dude.
That's a meme right there.
This is firing me up. Oh, dude.
You know, I just had a flash of, because I'm getting ready to go on tour for about 2 months.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be looking at every night for 2 months.
Him?
No, I'm just saying a guy going, my hope is,
Yeah.
knock on wood that I'd be seeing that, is a
Oh,
guy
dude.
going like this,
I think for sure.
rocking out.
I locked in.
Yeah.
Dude, I like how just there's a real like I think essentialism to the lyrics. Like you don't waste like extra stuff. It's
Well,
like,
that's why I think saying at the beginning of when I started doing music, I don't have time for fucking metaphors. I don't want to be censored. I don't want to be on a label who tells me what to do. I want to make it all myself. I don't want anybody telling me what to say, because life's too short. I don't got time to fucking do a metaphor. For you know, when you were a kid, you had all these songs about like this. Did you know this song's about jacking off? Just say jacking off.
right.
Say tits.
Are you thinking turning Japanese with that one?
Well, I was thinking
Dancing on my own or whatever?
Dancing with myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that. Yeah, that was the one I was thinking about, which is like, or actually there was a song when I was younger. We used to listen to The Who a lot. There was a song called Pictures of Lily that was about a guy's poster on his wall, and it was actually like, guess what? This song's about jacking off.
Yeah,
I just say jacking off.
Norm Macdonald had a similar approach to his jokes where he was like, I don't want to be clever. He's like, I want to get straight to it, and that's my version of cleverness, is just to say what it is.
And that's kind of what I want to do is like, every song on this album is 3 minutes because I don't have to spend 10 lines getting to the point.
Yeah, don't lollygag and bullshit.
Yeah, let's go.
And I also think that makes it age better because then people will always understand it. Like the cultural references can change, but everyone's always going to know what you're
Yeah.
saying.
I mean, if it gets to a point where pussy and tits are no longer relevant, I'll take my chances. But I mean,
But
my
even
guess
if-
is I think that's still going to be.
Even 1,000 years from now in English class, they'll be like, this is what he was talking about, and it will make sense to the brain then.
I think so.
Have you ever thought about making a song about boning dudes?
I have made one.
Which one is that?
I got a song called "Which One of You Queers Gonna Suck My Dick." It's not about boning, dude. It's about getting. It's about
Stepping up.
you guys all talking shit.
Step up.
One of you guys better suck my fucking dick.
I respect that.
Yeah, like you're walking to the, I'm fucking horny. I'm at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody, basically just almost like I just popped a Viagra and somebody's sucking my dick.
Right.
And this is
How many milligrams?
And this is a fucking. At the time I don't remember the dosage. It's a kind of an older tune, but the idea was like, somebody's sucking my dick tonight, and I'm at this is fucking, as you bros would say, a sausage party. Don't give a fuck. I'm drunk. Somebody's sucking my dick.
I think that's something too with bros is like, I think that the camaraderie is so deep that if one bro takes Viagra and he's not getting any action, a loyal bro will offer his ass.
It's called camaraderie.
Yeah, I think maybe my music has more bro elements than I think.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what I was writing about.
Yeah.
And I would notice that song more than most, the guys the bros, like guys like you, for instance, who I thought would be offended by that song or be scared to dig that song, they fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they went home and did it.
Yeah, because we don't want to be afraid of anything. Even if it's having sex with someone we wouldn't ordinarily be attracted to, I don't want to be afraid of that. I want to step into it if the moment demands it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what I see when through my audience is like, they scream, which one you? They're like,
It's badass.
yeah, it's like that's fucking awesome. Yeah, they're like, I'd suck my buddy's dick.
Also, it used to be an annoying thing in stand-up. It was like, I don't know if it was fashionable, but it was like neurotic people who were thinking about their sexuality all the time. And you'd have a lot of guys go up on stage and be like, hey, I'm bisexual, but I've never hooked up with a guy. And I don't mean to be such a bro about it, but there was a part of me that wanted to be like, you know, come back and talk to me about it when you've actually put the work in. You know, like if I'm going to say...
That's a big thing to say and not back it up.
Yeah, if I'm going to say I'm bisexual, it's not just because I jacked off to some gay porn. It's because my dad raised me a certain way.
Yeah.
I blew someone, and I plan on doing it again, and
Nice.
that's what makes me
I enjoy
bisexual.
it. Yeah, I agree with that.
That was
Totally.
awesome.
Like, I don't like... It's not something to joke about. Do it. Shit or get off the pot, as they say.
Yeah, don't be at home like just thinking about it, like, oh, I guess I'm bisexual. It's like, why? Because you like had a dream about a man. Like that doesn't make you bisexual. Like that makes you someone with a dream. Get in.
Yeah. Get off. It's like it's the new generation. It's like looking at your phone. No, get off. Do the work.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, don't write an inspirational quote. Get out there and suck a dick.
Yeah, that's kind of... that's a good album title. I'm gonna use that. Get out there and suck a dick.
That's what I feel like. You know, remote working is so huge now, and now bosses are wanting people to come in to the office, and I think they shouldn't tiptoe around it. They should be like, get out there and suck a dick.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get the comparison, but...
I don't either, but
It's just about doing it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Just do it. It's
Yeah.
Nike, but it's modern and it's gay.
It's Nike, but gay Nike.
Yeah, which is Nike.
Yeah.
I mean, Nike's what are the originations of that? It comes from like Greek mythology, right? I mean, that's all pow pow with dude.
Well, where did Just Do It come from? Do you know?
I do, I think.
Wasn't it in the
I read the
movie?
Shoe Dog book.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I have 2 copies of it.
2 copies.
I do.
One for each eye.
Different pages.
I think Shoe Dog, Phil Knight. I think he was offering his ass,
Is that what you think that was?
and he said, "Just do it."
Yeah.
to Adidas.
Yeah. You think he was...
'Cause all day I
he was
dream about sex.
He was spreading it and saying, just do it.
Yeah, because
Just do it.
Adidas stands for all day I dream about sex. Well, stop dreaming. Do it.
Do it.
Just do it. Because they're dreaming. Just do
They
it.
were dreaming, he was doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'll take a doer over a dreamer.
And then the
Yeah.
puma was hiding in the jungle.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck Puma.
It's all metaphor, which I don't like either. Well, should we get to the next part and do our beefs, babes, and legends?
I think that's a great transition. Did you bring Magic Mine?
Oh no, dude, I forgot.
Oh,
Sorry,
no
I should have taken some before I forgot that.
No worries.
What is this?
We're sponsored by a nootropic beverage, and I'm supposed to bring it on so we can. This will work as an ad, actually. Me just talking about it. And generally, we're supposed to have it on the pod so people can see it, and then we offer it to the guest. And then you get the boost.
That's so bro to have a sponsorship and you forget to.
Yeah, I'm real deal, dude. I don't just play a pretend idiot. I live it out.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's a little green shot.
So what I'm
good.
trying to do on some of my socials for this tour is I'm pretending I want to see what happens. So I'm making ads, all my tour ads, with a bag of Cheetos, saying that Cheetos is sponsoring my tour, and just seeing if maybe Cheetos will call up and say like, just give me some. Maybe someone will get confused and think they are sponsoring my tour, and I'm going to see if it works.
We kind of
Dude,
did that.
I love that.
Maybe it'll work.
Flamin' hot or just regular?
Regular.
Regular.
'Cause, yeah, I don't like the flaming hot.
All right, so we do beefs, babes, and legends of the week.
Okay.
So,
Beef is something you're upset at. Babe can be a babe, or it can just be something you're stoked on. Same deal for legend.
so I'm gonna start.
So
with,
it's beef, babes, and legends, and babes and legends are the same thing.
They're separate,
Yeah.
but they are the same.
Okay.
my beef of the week is sleep. Why is it a thing? You know, why do we have to do it?
They've never explained it
Because
because they can't.
don't get me wrong, I love to sleep. I think sleeping is great. When you sleep well, it feels good. Getting a nice 8 hours in is awesome. But why do I have to do it? You know, why does it have to be a thing? Because if I don't get 8 hours, I feel like shit, and then I don't like that. And now I'm just like, sleep. Why does sleep have to exist?
I'm with you.
Theo Vaughn had a good perspective on it. He said he'd get into trouble if he had those extra 8 hours.
Really?
Like, at what point, if you weren't sleeping and resetting the clock, would you be like...
I think that's the answer is a reset.
Reset.
Or you go Grand Theft Auto pretty soon, like, by day 72 of no sleep, you'd just be like, why don't I just light this entire
I heard those
building
stories.
on
You
fire?
ever heard those stories of Keith Richards back in his crazy drug days? He'd be up. He said his record was like 40
40 days?
with no sleep. Yeah, just doing drugs. I think something
Wow.
like that.
The durability of that guy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Are you a big Stones guy?
Oh, one of my favorites. Yeah.
Did you read the Keith Richards book?
I did. Yeah.
The way he went after Mick Jagger, I thought was really
It was
interesting.
about his dick.
He
too.
told me, he said he had a little dick.
I mean, honestly, would you? Here's a question. I don't know if it was beef, babes, and legends. Although could I use Stones as one of my babes?
Go, yeah,
Yeah,
let's jump to
I
that.
love the Stones, but would you take the deal of you got a small dick, but you're Mick Jagger? Would you take that deal?
Yes, because he's using it all the time whenever
what do
he
you care
wants.
how big? That's kind of my point. What do you care how big your dick is if you get to do whatever you fucking want with it?
Hey, he doesn't look like a guy who would have a huge... It's kind of... The small dick matches his kind of androgynous elegance. Like, I think that fits.
I think it fits too, but also like he has sex whenever he wants to fucking have sex. You think he's worried about the size of his fucking dick?
No. They're like, you have a little dick. He's like, next.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't talk like that. Don't talk like that again.
Yeah, I don't accept that. But except for Keith. But Keith's the only one who can get away with it because he needs
Yeah,
Keith.
well, I mean, my guess is he probably didn't have much shit to talk if that's what he went for.
Yeah, and it seems like he's just like, look, yeah, bro, we've been working together for 50 years. I got some stuff I got to get off my chest.
Yeah. And, you got to do something about that dick.
Get a bigger dick, Mick. Dude, my beef of the week is... Shit, man.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Shit, man. My beef for the week is all these divorce documentaries. Why do I want to keep watching them? I watched all of Depp Heard, and I actually think it was important because it was like, at first I was like, yo, why are we investigating these people's personal lives? But I was like, you know what? Initially we went too hard on Depp, then maybe we went too hard, then I think we went too hard on Heard. You watch that, you're like, look, it's in the middle. These are two fucked up people who are fucking each other up. And so maybe that was helpful. And it's maybe it'll teach me not to overreact in the moment to whatever I'm reading. But then the Kim and Kanye one drops on HBO. I'm about to hit play on that. And then
That's a new one out?
that's on HBO.
I didn't know about that.
They got Kim and Kanye now on HBO. They both dropped like within a week of each
What
other.
about, so, sorry to interrupt, but is Depp Heard worth the watch?
I think it is because it has an angle on it, which is that like social media made us really attack Amber Heard hard, and that Johnny Depp's side was very smart about that. And not to say, look, I don't think she was like great. I think she
my
did a lot of
opinion
fucked
of
up
the whole
shit.
thing was always that they're both fucking crazy.
And I think that's what comes through. These are two people who are really fucked up, who just got into a toxic relationship and were destroying each other. And I think we probably needed a bit of a middle push on it. But my thing is, overall, is like, do we need to be making documentary? And look, I'll watch them. That's the sick part. This is why they make them, because they know we'll watch them, even with a little guilt. But like, are we just making documentaries about divorces now? Like, is that okay? Like, Kim and Kanye, does it need a documentary?
Well,
I'll watch it.
you and I are both looking at each other like we didn't know it was out, and now we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I fucked up. I shouldn't even have mentioned it, because the best way to let it go is to not talk about it.
Well, but guys like us want to watch it.
I want to watch
Did
it.
you see the you haven't seen the Kim Kanye one?
No, because my girlfriend was sitting next to me, and she was like, "You've been watching a lot of this stuff lately," and I was like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah, it's probably not the.
I was like, "Let's put on that documentary about telemarketers." And
I heard that was good. Was that good?
Yeah, it's you know what? The pacing of it's kind of crap, but it is very interesting.
That's weird because wife and I watched the first episode. I was like, something good better happen pretty soon.
That's weird. The same thing. We're like, all right, I think I get enough that this Office was crazy. Are they gonna? But I think HBO's just been like, stretch it out. Give us as many episodes as possible. And I feel like it could have been one 50-minute episode, and we could have got it all in.
I
But
feel like that's most TV now. Is like we got to get it. We got 2 episodes. We got to stretch it out to 10.
Keep them hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I love Succession, but I felt like there were definitely episodes where just like nothing fucking.
And that one was even pretty lean and mean about it. Like he called it early with that one. He was like, 4 seasons, I'm good. Like I feel like they probably were like
Didn't you feel like there were episodes though where they were like
circling the wagons
They
a
were
little
just
bit.
like, what? And I would look to my wife like, what happened in that episode? And they're like, well, they were gonna sell this company to that company, and then they decided not to sell. I was like, that's a fucking episode. That's a sentence.
Yeah. They would start a lot of threads and then they wouldn't tie them together. But I almost think that was like their commentary on how these things work. It's like fly by night a little bit.
Yeah, you sound like you're one of the executives.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I've been corrupted.
Yeah, I think you have.
Well, who's your beef of the week? See how I did that?
My beef of the
Now
week
you're under
is
the microscope. In a good way.
Can I go with something that's probably a little cliche? Am I allowed to do that?
I think it's beautiful.
As I'm staying out here doing press like I'm doing right now, I got a beef with hotels. There's no such thing. You know, I've kind of learned about hotels. There's no such thing as like a great hotel. Even I'm sure there's some out of my league, like a Four Seasons or something, like I've never even been in. For the most part, they're all the fucking same. Like it's all. If it's not my house, it's fucking nasty. Like this is I'm staying in a hotel right now, which is like supposed to be kind of nice, which I don't usually stay in nicer hotels. And you look up, it's fucking disgusting. There's like mold, and it's like shit. It's like, and the door doesn't fucking lock. Which is my main thing. I don't want to get butt fucked in the middle of the night. Do it during the day, but like, I've just never stayed in a nice. I feel like every hotel is kind of disgusting. Someone jacked off on this couch. Someone jacked off on this bed. Everything's been jacked off.
I did.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Are you more afraid of hotels in cities than you are in like smaller towns, or is it equal across the board?
I would say it's equal. I think ever since I discovered jacking off, hotels have freaked me out. Like when you're a kid, I think it was like your family go on vacation or something or leave town.
I go nuts.
Yeah, it was like, oh cool, a hotel. And now everything about it grosses me out.
And I even meant like I went nuts. I used to jack off when families went I jack off a lot in the hotel, and now I like when we go on the road, I jack off a lot in the room. I have to leave the room to make sure so I stop jacking off.
Oh, with him in it? Or you guys share a room or no?
Yeah.
What do you do? Just
I get a trundle and I just kind of.
you put
I put on headphones.
noise canceling headphones.
Meditates.
I have an iPad. I'm kind of like a kid that way.
Yeah, you don't pay
Be like,
attention.
here, watch Lion King.
But I mean, have you ever stayed? Here's a question: you ever stayed in like a hotel that's just fuck? I can move in here.
Yeah, a couple times.
Where I want to stay? Where?
Santa Barbara.
Well, Santa Barbara.
Ooh.
They're all kind of like that in Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But how much?
But you know, I've walked into like candle shops in Santa Barbara and been like, I should move in here.
I've never been to Santa Barbara.
You go into like a hair salon in Santa Barbara, you're like, I should move in here. The 24-hour fitness in Santa Barbara, I want to move in.
Great spot.
It's nice.
Yeah. I think that the Hard Rock in New York.
Is a great hotel.
Yeah.
We stayed there.
Yeah.
Is that because they had Michael Jackson's glove there?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about jacking off.
I tried.
Yeah,
I
he's
couldn't
rubbing
get in
that
there.
wet noodle. God only knows what he's looking at.
Yeah.
Speaking of documentaries.
Do you think if podcasts were around, they would have asked him what he jacks off to?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't really think about jacking off. When I jack off, I like to think about angels, flying up there.
Did you hear this new Michael Jackson podcast that came out? It's not really. I mean, it's just a podcast about him. I don't want to. I'm not going to repeat what I said, but jacking off came up in the podcast.
Really?
You don't want to know.
No, I don't. I almost want to
saying
know
that-
off mic.
But saying that,
Right.
Yeah, it ain't good.
What
That's
is
surprising. Probably not.
is it the one? Is there a new one on like Audible?
I don't know. I don't know the provider, but I know that I didn't walk away going, great guy. But I still fucking love his music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he makes you think about it, which is crazy because his music is like it.
Here's my thing with Michael Jackson. I'm trying to get this into your. Could I put him in the legends category? He's certainly a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna continue with what we're doing. What I've learned with these people now that in the cancel culture, all this stuff, if I enjoyed their work before I knew that they were
Right.
The disgusting stuff that they did or didn't do, we don't know. And also, I've learned too with Michael Jackson is the documentary and this podcast were very dark, but his music was not. Was like the most joyous. It had nothing to do. It wasn't like there's no hints in his music or anything like that.
No.
It's just pure, kind of pure joy.
Pop Nirvana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like you can't take away the enjoyment I got from Billie Jean.
Yeah. I had a much easier time forgetting about R. Kelly music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is because R. Kelly it's kind of creepy the way he's singing. You could. What I'm trying to say.
That's true. He's like lecherous in his lyrics.
You can associate what his art with the creepy shit he's alleged to have done.
It's interesting.
And the same thing with like, someone was telling me we were on another podcast. They were talking about Woody Allen, and apparently he's got movies about.
Manhattan's about him dating a high school chick.
Exactly. So you can't watch that movie.
It's tough.
Whereas Thriller ain't got nothing to do with the things he's accused of.
I agree with you to an extent, but then I think with like Cosby, it almost cuts the other way where I'm like, you're the creepiest, vile dude, and you do the most squeaky clean comedy. That's almost scarier to me because I'm like,
I think Cosby's its own category.
Yeah, he's such a monster.
Because he's the only one of all these people who I think it's a fact that it happened.
And he was selling morality too.
And he was so it's creepy doing the opposite.
Well, that kind of goes back to your point about bullies. Like the people who are calling out the bullies, it's like I feel like oftentimes the virtue signalers are typically the worst people because they're trying to tell people how to be morally correct and right because something inside them. I think they're split. They got this guy that lives in them, and then they got this guy, and never the two shall meet. Yeah, and then like you hear it all the time with comics too, like the people who play like that on stage. I'm the nicest guy ever that you'll ever meet. Like that's just me. And then you hear off stage, complete opposite.
Yeah, the one I heard that made big news that I heard about was Ellen. Wasn't she? Didn't she lose her show?
I wouldn't know about that because I've been on the show.
What?
I wouldn't know about that because I've been on Ellen, and as far as I can tell, she's a stand-up person, and the show had great lighting.
What did you do on the show?
No, we went on there, and it was good for us. No, I'm kidding. Everyone knows she's a terrible.
No, but I'm just saying.
What?
But it was. I don't mean to.
Show's over, Ellen.
Yeah. I did. I remember just like.
I'm in the middle on it.
It was. Her whole business was back to the Cosby thing. Her whole business was, I'm the nicest person in the world.
Yeah.
And you find out through these articles, and she was a fucking cunt.
You know what, dude? But you know what's been tripping me up lately is I'm like, do we? And like, it's a little different with that because it's a talk show. But I'm like, if I read a book about, I like film a lot. If I read a book about my favorite '70s film directors, maniacs, animals, psychos, not the most ethical people in their personal life, in their professional life. The movies. Incredible, like the compassion, the audacity, the filmmaking, it's all incredible. I'm like, do you need the buttheads to kind of have some free reign to be buttheads with some parameters? Like, let's not make it criminal, but should these people be allowed to be like Ellen and be kind of brutal in their work practices? Because like, have we gone too far?
Well, the difference, I don't disagree. The difference with Ellen was, to me, was
she was acting nice.
But I'm saying different in a not bad way is it was not Cosby. She didn't do anything illegal. She was just a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong. I think most great artists, I'm not calling her a great artist. She never made me laugh once, but it's not illegal to be a fucking cunt.
No. Yeah. Nor should it be.
Yeah. I hope not.
I'm running on that campaign.
Yeah, I'm in trouble if it is.
I'd listen to someone running for mayor said that.
Yeah, you'd vote for him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
It's not illegal to be a cunt. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Or what if someone was running on the campaign that it should be illegal?
No, dude. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
By the way, because you were talking about Nashville, is there a place in America, and you might not want to reveal it on a public platform, but is there a place in America that still maintains its charm? Kind of like Nashville used to.
You're going for a very deep question. I hope there is, but I'm not keeping it from you. I hope there is, but I don't know it.
For me, it's like the last core surf town in California is Santa Cruz.
Huh.
I feel like it hasn't
I
been.
was hoping you would have some kind of insider info.
Yeah.
But that's specific to you.
That's specific to California surf towns.
So you're a California surf bro.
Yeah.
I'm saying everyone's place will be different.
Yeah.
So mine, I don't know. If I found it, I'd be there tomorrow.
Do you worry about saying Santa Cruz?
Yeah.
Like everyone's gonna move, but see, I wouldn't worry about it because it's very
Brave.
specific. It's a very specific thing. Like you gotta want that lifestyle.
Yeah, I guess Santa Cruz isn't.
I would say
the
anyone who
next
wants
Nashville or
who wants
Austin.
to move to Santa Cruz, anyone who's in the market to move to Santa Cruz probably knows about Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No one from Nashville is moving to Santa Cruz.
I mean, do you still live in Kentucky?
I live in Nashville now.
Oh, you live in Nashville.
Yeah, I thought that's what the last 10 questions were about.
No, I just remember you talked about Nashville.
No, I'm from Kentucky. Yeah, I live in Nashville.
Yeah. My dad almost moved to Kentucky, but then he pulled the cord on it, so he's staying in California.
And you would have never been a bro.
No, he almost moved like this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
For what?
He just went there and he loved it.
Hmm.
He went to not Louisville. What's the other?
Lexington?
Lexington.
Yeah, that's where I'm from.
Yeah,
It's a nice town.
He went there. He loved it. I think it's I don't know. California is kind of in a shaky spot right now, so I think he went there and it's just so.
Yeah, I did Corolla this morning. He was really down on California.
Yeah, but he's been banging that drum. I'm a huge fan of his, but so I've been listening to him for 25 years. He's been hitting that drum for 25, and where is he?
Well, I was like,
Still in the valley.
yeah, I was gonna say that I said that to him because I've done a show pretty much on every record, and I was like, is it just me, or is every time I visit here to do your podcast, this town is shittier, and it was go time.
And he's
Yeah.
born and raised here. Like, he grew up in the valley. He played Pop Warner, as he likes to talk about, Pop Warner football here.
He's a NoHo guy, huh?
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, you could have.
Now he was talking today. I think he was talking about leaving, but I don't know.
No. See, that would actually make me really sad, too.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like calling him out, that would make me sad.
Yeah, no, he's a good dude, but he definitely, he was not saying good things about L.A. and California. I didn't have any the stuff he was saying I didn't disagree with, and the specific stuff I don't really know about.
Yeah. He's cantankerous.
Yeah, that's why he's good.
I'm cantankerous about that cheddar. Chad, what's your baby of the week?
My baby of the week,
That was stupid as fuck.
dude. I like watching roller coasters on social media.
Sure.
It's very calming.
What's the best roller coaster account?
Roller coaster to watch?
Or is there like a good account for roller coasters?
Oh, I don't know specific accounts because it's just in my algorithm. But I'd say the best coaster to watch, Velocicoaster, Universal Studios Orlando.
What makes that one good?
It's just so smooth.
I love that you're so thrilled with yourself that you have a favorite and you just loving it.
But I would like to know what makes Velocicoaster it.
It's just so smooth, and then you can there's something about Florida that I love, and it's just like it's the theme of Jurassic Park, and it's just.
Can I say Florida? I love Florida.
I love Florida too.
Florida gets a bad rap.
I love
Florida's,
Florida.
dude. Miami? Are you kidding me?
I was
I'm
talking
just-
to Todd Berry about that last week. I said my favorite city.
But
Miami.
I'm just saying, like, all you people bitching about California, you know there's another coast.
Oh, dude, my girlfriend and I talk about it all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's tough with entertainment.
I will say this too. Anywhere I move, I'm gonna get frustrated with where I'm at. You know, like I've always been contrarian to my surroundings a bit because that's who you're dealing with.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, I mean, like,
Or do you think it is?
I think I'm a
Is the grass greener?
Yeah, I'm a natural bitcher for the most part. You know, but
My dad used to call them moaners. Like my
Moaners.
dad's best friends, Arthur and Freddie, like they're brothers. You go, the Moan brothers. They like to moan.
That's really funny.
Yeah, he calls people moaners.
well, my dad talked about two dudes moaning a lot. It was not they weren't brothers.
Yeah, right. Who was he talking about?
We had these two dudes next door. Used to hide in the garage, and we just heard moaning sounds.
Dude, our buddy Strider lived underneath a violent gay couple.
Oh, that's right.
And he'd hear them like beating the shit out of each other.
Oh,
Like the guy
you
like,
forget with gay men that they're both men.
and I think only one was the aggressor. I think the other one was relatively. And then the dude thought that Strider was filming him. Like the guy was in a paranoid thingamajigger.
Oh yeah, it's a shame because I loved that apartment.
That was a cool apartment.
Yeah.
And he had to move because of that?
Yeah, I think it got just a bit too much to handle, like, mentally. Because, dude, it's tough to, like, get someone... Like, we had a friend... There's a guy who used to work at the Comedy Store who's kind of a loose cannon, and he was in a... He kept getting into confrontations with one of his neighbor. Neighbor ends up pulling out a knife, trying to stab him in the neck. Another comic, the hero, breaks up the fight and pulls the knife. Guy who stabbed our buddy wasn't forced to move out of the apartment and got out on bail, and they still had to live with each other.
Jesus Christ.
So every morning it's like, what's up, dude? It's like, good to see you again.
Where you been, man?
Yeah, he's like, your neck looks better. It's like, yeah, thanks, yeah.
Where you been? I was in jail for stabbing you. Welcome home.
How was jail? It's fine. Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna watch The Sopranos. All right, let's kick it home. Chad, who's your baby of the week? Did you already hit it?
Yeah.
Coasters. Dude, my baby of the week is... Bro, I gotta give it up. Deion Sanders, taking over as the coach at CU Boulder, talking a lot of shit. I got annoyed that he was doing all these like social media videos, 56 transfers or something. His kids playing quarterback. It all seems a bit self-aggrandizing and maybe a bit hollow. They come out in their first game of the season against the runner-up last year for the national title and top 20 ranked this year, TCU, and they beat them in a barn burner. So,
and you know what I got to say about that? I got no problem with people talking shit if you can back it up.
That's what it's better that way, right?
It's cool. Yeah,
it's cool.
Because everyone was ready to get on his ass.
He put himself out there. He was like, "I'll take it both ways."
Yeah, he was ready to get his ass handed to him, and he fucking won.
It's badass.
That was cool.
So I got to give it up.
Yeah, I'll agree with your babe.
Nice. Chad, who's your legend?
Do you have a babe?
Sorry.
I thought my legend was Michael Jackson, which is gonna sound weird now that I'm saying it.
He's great.
But
and then your babe was kind of the Rolling Stones, and then I actually thought you were. I might have been mistaken. I thought you were co-signing my babe. Like,
I think one was Rolling Stones and one was Michael Jackson. I got them mixed up.
Do you feel good with those?
I felt good with my choices.
Okay.
I felt like I gave a lot of opinions.
That's what it's all about on a podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, so my legend is cranky geese. I think geese are hilarious because they get mad. Specifically this video. And Jake, I'll send it to you so you can throw it up, but it's this guy attacking a golfer. But listen to the sound.
Oh, that's
Or swan. This is swan.
I think it might have been. I don't know what it is.
Just I've been attacked by geese on the golf course before, and it can be scary at times, but I respect it.
I respect it too.
I like that. And you know what's funny? We were on the last podcast we were talking about spirit animals. My girlfriend texted me and said her spirit animal's a swan.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything's flowing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
My legend of the week, Brian Moreno, comedian buddy of ours. He passed away about a year ago, and I hadn't talked about it on here yet. It's really sad to lose him. I think it was just, I think he just passed, right?
Yeah.
Like no one ever really found out why. He was young, healthy, but something happened and he passed. But there's a nice thing that kind of played out where he was in my fantasy football league. And when he passed away, he was leading our league. And after he passed, the guy who runs the league, Robert Vertrees, who's also my legend of the week, kept managing his team for him. And he didn't make trades. He just kept putting in his roster. Brian ended up winning our championship.
Oh, really?
Posthumously.
That's cool.
And it was kind of lovely. So, yes, miss you, Brian, and congrats on the dub.
Nice work. Yes, that's emotional.
So we do an of the week now? Should we try something wacky and new, or do you want to do a quote?
I don't have to do a quote. I'm all out of quotes, so.
Maybe let's do what is our thing that happens in nature of the week, like animal, flower, tree.
I'm going to go with solar system. No, galaxies colliding.
Cool.
Our galaxy is colliding with the Andromeda galaxy right now.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
They're just kind of
I get
like,
it.
they're starting to bone, pretty much. They're starting, they're
I mean,
spinning.
is that bad for us?
They didn't say.
What's
but
bad?
They said it was going to happen, and then I saw this thing that they're like, oh, it's actually happening now. I don't know what it really means. I don't think it's bad, but
Doesn't sound good.
But do you even believe in bad as a concept?
when it comes to the universe, no.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Mine is a peonies, the flower, not always in season, temporary. They explode over the course of a day, and they're beautiful in their ephemeral nature.
The way you did that was.
That was badass.
He took on the shape of the flower at that moment, I think. Swing.
I recommend the experience to anyone who has ever been in a high-end grocery store that sells flowers. Do yourself a favor, grab the peonies, watch them over the course of a day. They may not be there tomorrow.
I'm having trouble with the assignment.
So it can be, and that is right. It can be an animal, it can be a flower, it could be a river. I just want something from nature that is speaking to you this week.
Something from nature that's speaking to me this week. I was talking this morning on another. We were discussing Kentucky, and I was talking about my shittiest job, and we were talking about. I used to be a farmhand, but in talking about it, I was talking about how shitty it was. It kind of started thinking, you know what? It was really pretty though. A farm in Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's a very pretty place to be, and now I'm feeling bad that I spent all afternoon bitching to some dude about this shitty job I had there. But if you can ever see nice green, you ain't seen green like you can see in Kentucky. I recommend going there, not moving because it's nice. Don't everybody go there. Like your dad, but
He's
ended up
not going.
You know, he's not
Yeah.
going. But that can be my thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Kentucky green.
Yeah. Or let's say the bluegrass of Kentucky, which is very rare.
And bluegrass is just a kind of green grass.
Well, there's apparently some, I've personally never seen it, but there is some bluegrass in parts of Kentucky.
That's cool.
So let's just make it that.
Has anyone seen it?
Yes.
In like Pecos Bill?
I think if you went on an excursion, you could find it.
I want to find that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to say the bluegrass of Kentucky.
Dude, that fires me up.
I feel like I'm walking through it with you right now, brother.
Yeah.
So you have a new album out and you're on tour. Where can people
Go to wheelerwalkerjr.com. Tour dates, albums, merch, everything. Got the new album coming out, and I don't know when this is coming out. Might be out by the time this comes out. Could be coming out an hour after this comes out. We don't know how nature is going to work, but get the new album, crank it. We heard some of Dump Truck. You were digging it. I saw.
I loved it,
and he was fucking loving it.
Yeah.
I loved it.
It fired me up.
Yeah, get fired up. This album wasn't made for bros, but bros are going to love it.
I think in not trying to make it for bros, the bros are gonna love it.
Well, knock on wood, as they say.
Yeah. Dude, thank you for joining.
This is cool.
It was a good time.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was fun.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Later, dudes.
If you need advice,